Happy Halloween everyone, and welcome to another Warframe fashion frame video. Well, Halloween is here, and with it came a release of another series of Tennogen skins, and unlike the previous skins, this one's quite unique in that it's completely theme based, and the theme is of course Halloween. Now, when I first heard about this, I was a little bit skeptical. I wasn't sure if I was going to enjoy the theme based skins, but when I looked at the skins, they were pretty amazing. Now, there are a lot of amazing skins that came out in this release, and I suggest you look at all of them. But in this case, while I was looking at all these skins, I was completely blown away by one particular skin. And that was the skin for Mesa. And the name of the skin was the Devil Ranger skin. So this one was pretty amazing. I was not really looking for this because I wasn't ever discontent with the standard default skin that comes with Mesa, but this one just took it to a whole complete level. And what I like about it is it retains the nomadic rangerish gunslinger sort of look that Mesa really looks good in, but it takes it to a whole complete level. And at the same time, you can see that there is a theme of Halloween based upon it because it is edgy. It has that devil sort of look, and overall it had a classy yet edgy sort of look to it, which I really liked. Now, the developer is named MZ3. He is a developer that I've never really purchased a skin from, and as you can see, the only other real skin that he has brought into the market is the Lamia skin. But I hope that this developer continues to develop more skins in the future because I really do like the elegant styles that he brings out. And maybe he takes a long time to create quality work, but I just hope that he continues to bring out skins if they are of the quality of Mesa and of Nova. So as I mentioned, Mesa is one of those frames where I never was in the market for looking for a new skin for her. She's one of my favorite looking frames, and I think whoever developed her looks did a really nice job. She has that nomadic outdoorish ranger look, and she also has that military cavalry mercenary sort of look. And considering that her theme is supposed to be the gunslinger, they did a really nice job in adhering to that theme. I think she looks really badass, and she does it in an elegant sort of style. So I really liked the way Mesa looked, and because of that, I never was in desire for changing her skin. And the only reason why I decided to get the skin is not because of basically planning or the long desire to change the way she looked, but basically I was just blown away by the way the Devil Ranger skin looked. Okay, so here is Mesa, Tennogen Devil Ray Mesa in her in her default colors. And yeah, this looks really nice. The nice thing I really like about this skin is that it retains all of the good ranger, cavalry, outdoor, gunslinger sort of look that I really liked about the original Mesa skin, but it takes it to a whole different level. It almost feels as if every feature of the skin has been enhanced in some way. Her leather jacket now looks like it's reinforced. The ammunition magazines look enhanced, and overall it looks really nice. And on top of that, I really do like her neuroptic. It does have a Halloween kind of edgy feel to it, but it feels like you could use it under any sort of circumstance. And if you like Mesa enhanced with a slightly edgy look, then I think this Devil Ray look looks really nice. Now, since this is Halloween, I do want to fashion frame her in a Halloween sort of style, so let's see what we can do with her. Okay, so first up we have Mesa in a typical sort of black, red, orange sort of Halloween style. Now, I usually don't show or spotlight a black and red sort of look because it's so used, but in this case, since it is Halloween, I thought that it would be appropriate. So what I wanted to do was take the kind of the edgy style that you see in this Devil Ranger look and made it with a black, red, orange jack-o'-lantern sort of color style. So yeah, I mean, it is typical, but I think it came out looking really nice. And this color combination is befitting of this sort of style skin. I mean, the skin does have a slightly kind of devil look to it, so the color is actually more appropriate for this skin than a lot of the other frames out there. Now, I did use the Solstice Daedalus chest piece, the Riv Elite guard arms, and Prisma knee plates. And the nice thing about the Prisma plates is that they glow and they give a nice eerie look to it. And of course, Riv Elites always look nice. Now, as for the Sandana, I used the Isvara Sandana. And I like this one because it has kind of a slightly Halloween sort of look. It has a nice pattern in the back. And in this case, I used overall black rather than orange, which I used to use in a lot of the Halloween look. And I think this turned out to be pretty good. I mean, she kind of has that, a Spawn sort of look. That's what I wanted to say. Yeah, a Spawn sort of look to her. So overall, I think this one turned out to look pretty good. Okay, so next, you can't really have a black and red look without its counterpart, which is the red and black look. So here we have the same sort of style, except all of the colors are kind of flipped over. Not completely, but overall this one is a lot more red with accents of black. And this one, yeah, I mean, this is a mostly preference sort of thing, but I think this one looks pretty nice as well. So now you're kind of outside of Hellspawn look and more into the demon sort of look. And this is maybe a little bit more appropriate to Halloween, but yeah, overall this looks really nice. Now, I do like these reinforcement sort of designs that the developer put on the leather jacket for the Devil Ranger Mesa. It gives it a little bit more complexity and has this interesting, intricate reinforcement sort of style that looks really good with her military sort of outfit. So overall, I really like the way this one turned out as well. I'm not sure if I'm partial to the black and red look or the red and black look, but overall it looks pretty good. Now, I did move the Day of the Dead sigil down a little bit in this particular one, and I changed it, of course, to black so that it looked a little bit better in this particular sort of style. I think I wanted to show the skull a little bit more because this was a little bit more reminiscent of Halloween than the previous one. But yeah, overall the attachments are similar, the regalia is similar, and if you like the red and black look rather than the black and red look, then I think that looks pretty good. Okay, so next, moving away from the Halloween sort of look, I wanted to spotlight a style that I got inspiration from the original default colors of the Devil Ranger skin. And I really liked the kind of the rangerish, outdoorish colors that the skin originally had, but I wanted to put it in a slightly more weathered sort of look. So I came up with this sort of design, and I really like this. Although the Halloween one is more appropriate to the holidays, this one is one that I really want to keep and use for her typical style. This really gives out a good theme in terms of the outdoor ranger gunslinger sort of look, and it has that weathered, battle-worn feel to it. And the nice thing is, with the Devil Ranger look, it has these bandages, kind of almost like a mummified bandage look, I guess, which for Halloween is appropriate, but in this battle-worn look, it actually looks really cool. It makes her look extremely like an outdoor mercenary, kind of almost in the desert sort of feel to her. So overall, I really like this. I used the Edo chest plate, the Dendra shoulder piece for one side, the Eos piece for the other, and Porta leg guards. And overall, I think this looks really nice. And in this case, I used the Rapala Sandana and gave it a slightly darker look to the frame itself or the skin itself, and I think the contrast looks really good and enhances that outdoor sort of feel. And for the front sigil, I gave her Eternal Stasis sigil. I think this one really looks nice. For some reason, it gives her a very kind of a military, mercenary sort of look to it. And so it's very appropriate for Mesa, I think anyway, in my perspective, to have this sort of gunslinger style to her. People may not like it because it's so earth tone, but I really liked it a lot. Now moving on, if you would like something a little bit more in the kind of the outside of the box, then I have a floating Devil Ranger Mesa here. But in this case, she definitely doesn't really have a Devil Ranger look here. She's more like kind of a flying... I'm not exactly sure. It's not really a fairy look. It's almost like kind of a science fiction-y character. I'm not exactly sure what to call her. This is a kind of a more unique look, but it is the usual dark black, bluish teal sort of look that you often see, but it does work well with this sort of style, so I thought I'd bring it out here. I'm using the Edo chest plate again, the left Prisma Daedalus shoulder pieces, or actually the Prisma Daedalus shoulder pieces, I should say, as well as the Prisma Edo knee plates. And overall, that gives it a little bit of a glowing look and works well with the Sandana, which of course is the Arcturus Sandana. And when you combine it with, of course, the Titania stance, then it gives her an overall kind of a floating sharpshooter sort of look. So, of course, if you give her a nice long-range weapon with that, then it goes into making her sort of a sniper assassin sort of feel, that where she could actually fly around and snipe everyone from the skies. Now, as far as the front sigil, I gave her a simple mastery sigil, and overall, you know, I'm not sure if you like this sort of style, but overall I think this came out pretty nice as well. Okay, so last but not least, of course, since we started out with a much more eerie kind of Halloween sort of look, a dark look, I thought we would end this series with a lighter, more whimsical look. So here is the Devil Ranger Mesa in a much more lighter sort of tone. I used a lot of legacy colors here for the brightness. I added a lot of whites, a lot of purples, a bit of red, and a lot of pastels in here as well. And yeah, if you like this sort of style, then I think the Devil Ranger Mesa still works well with these sorts of colors. Now, she isn't as soft as a lot of the other frame skins that are out there because it still is an edgy sort of skin. However, I still think that it works well with these lighter colors, and it has a much more regal look to it. You could think of this Mesa more as a kind of royal castle guard, you know, that has to maybe protect the royalty, so she has to look a little bit more regal and a little bit more elegant, and so these color styles are more appropriate, but she still has to have all her equipment necessary to protect the royalty. So anyway, yeah, I think this one looks pretty nice, and I used a lot of I used the Via shoulder plates, the EOS chest piece, and in this case, the Day of the Dead porta piece, so that we're still appropriately in the Halloween sort of mood. And as far as the front sigil, I used the typical mastery sigil. I changed the colors a little bit, and let me just move this because I don't think it's in the right place. Yeah, that looks pretty good. Yeah, so overall I think it looks pretty nice. And as for the Sandana, I used the Rota Sandana, which I've always liked with Mesa. And in this color combination, I think it's very appropriate. So yeah, I think this one turned out to look really nice. It again depends upon your taste, but if you like a lot more softer style, a more feminine style, then Devil Ranger Mesa still looks pretty good. She doesn't look as soft as some of the other frames out there, like maybe Nova or Mag, but she looks pretty stylish here, I would say. Yeah, looks good. Okay, well, let me put her back to the color combination that's most appropriate for Halloween. And let me finish the video at this point. So thank you very much for watching the video. I hope you got some idea of what the Devil Ranger Mesa skin looks like in different color combinations. And yeah, we always appreciate you watching the videos. We'll continue on with more fashion frame videos in the future. If you have any comments, please post them in the comments section below. And so yeah, until the next fashion frame video, we wish you all the best. Happy Halloween. And as always, Jaya, nice day everyone.